Today's video is all about how I go about trimming and maintaining the bulk of my beard. Get ready for the next video in my beard grooming routine. Fellas, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And like I said in the intro, today I'm going over how I trim and maintain this shape of my beard. The previous video that I did was how I clean up the lines and clean up the overall shape of the beard as far as, like I said, the neck area and the cheek area. But today I'm gonna go over how I maintain the length that I wanna keep. As I mentioned before, I like to keep shorter on the sides here and heavier on the chin to help achieve this shape and this facial structure that I like to have, that I think complements my face. It really just comes down to how you want to do it and how your beard grows in particular. But this video is going to be about how I do it and what I use and how I go about shaping my beard. So if you're ready, let's jump into it. Now the first thing that I do is try to get a feel for where I have the bulk of my beard, of the hair on my beard, and just run my fingers through it, try to feel it out. And once I'm done with that, I'll take the straight comb, just a regular standard straight comb, and brush that through, get an overall feel of what my beard looks like when it's styled. Here I had it already pretty styled, and I do maintain my beard pretty well. I mean, I trim it pretty regularly. I did try to let it grow out a bit for the purpose of this video, but I keep it pretty well trimmed, so it doesn't look too bad at this point, but it does need a trim. So I just brush it out and then I get ready to hit it with the clippers next. Now I'll start with the biggest clipper. I don't know what number this is, but use this video as reference. I have a standard Wahl clipper that I use. It's a standard plug-in, nothing fancy. And I'll put the clip guard on and I'll use that in a pattern going down my face and under my chin, going with the growth pattern. I'm not going against it. I'm not trying to cut too much. I'm just trying to give it a bit of a trim here, and as I do this you can hear when the trimmer or the clippers are actually cutting the hair. So you just run that through and try to get a good chunk of that out as far as what the bulk of it is, and move on to the next step. So now I'll switch to a smaller clip guard, and again I'm going to go with the growth pattern, but now I'm going to go just straight down my face. I'm not going to go under my chin anymore, going straight down my face. I want to keep more of that weight underneath my chin, so I'll go straight down. That's going to help me get the look that I'm trying to get. Now I'll switch again to a smaller clip guard, and with this particular guard, now I'm going to focus more on the sides. Again, I'm only going straight down. I'm not going under my jaw with this, just going straight down the sides, and just trying to get that a little bit shorter than I do on the front. And I'm going to try to get the overall fade look going from the back or the area of my ears, and a little heavier as I get closer to my jaw. Now one thing you want to remember is that this takes time. This takes practice. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. So be patient. Now we switch to the one blade, and the one blade comes with its separate clip guards. There's a 1, a 3, and a 5. These are actually numbered. So I'll start with the 5, and I'll put that on the clippers, and then what I'll do is, again, in a downward motion, starting with the back, start going down and try to get that side cleared up. I use that on my mustache as well to keep that at the length that I want it. And then I'll start going under my jaw a little bit with this. I put more pressure towards the back, and then I just kind of start doing a little bit less as I get close to the front. Again, trying to achieve that fade look from the back to the front, from the top to the bottom on my beard. Next I switch to the number 3 guard, a little bit shorter, and again I'm going to do that same thing again, but now I'm doing a little bit higher and I'm staying a little bit further back on my beard. So I'm not going as low as I get closer to my chin, but I am still hitting my mustache with it. And I'm not going as low towards the back either. Again, you just want to feel, you know, what you're trying to get, what your face is allowing you to do when you're trimming. And you can see that the fade is coming out a little bit more. It's a little more prominent, which is what I'm trying to get with this look. And you can see that that fade is looking pretty good at this point. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, this is just something that's going to take you some time to master. It's better to take off a little bit of hair at a time and get an overall feel for it. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. Now, one thing I like to do is take that 3 guard and get a little bit under my chin, just a little closer to where I actually have my shave line. Just take a little bit of weight off of there. It helps to give me my shape where my chin just is a little more prominent than the rest of my jaw. Now I switch to my 1 guard, and again I'm going to do the same thing. I'll go and going down the side of my face, but again I'm going now even a little bit higher, staying a little bit higher in the back and higher up as I get closer to the front of my mouth. I'm not going to hit my mustache with this one because that'll leave it a little bit too short, but I do go under my jaw a little bit, mainly more towards the back, towards my ears, but just a touch. And you see I stay pretty high, and one thing you'll notice is that I do a bit of a flicking pattern as I get closer to where I'm going to stop. That just again helps to achieve that fade look on my beard. And on the hair under my lip, I'll hit that with the 1 just on the corners. I like the look that it has when it's a little shorter there as opposed to much longer, but again, it's just a quick touch. Now for the final step, you really want to take your time with this. What I'm doing is I took the clip guard off and I have the 1 blade by itself, and it looks like I'm not even touching my beard. All I'm trying to achieve here is just removing some of the flyaways on the side. So you just want to take your time and glide it there. I'm also using it to trim my mustache. You'll see I'll stretch out my mustache with my lips, and then just hit it from underneath going out. I don't like my mustache going onto my lips or anything like that. My wife doesn't like it either, so I keep that pretty short on the end, and this helps me to get a pretty straight line with my mustache. I do hit it with scissors after, but this pretty much takes care of everything. I don't have to do much with the scissors after I do this. And that's pretty much it. Fellas, I hope you enjoyed this video, part of my beard grooming routine. The next one that I'll be working up is how I actually go about styling my beard. A misconception when it comes to beard is that you think that growing a beard will make it easier to get ready in the morning. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, you can definitely let your beard grow out and not really do too much about it, but you know, if you're here, you're watching this channel, I believe it's because you care about your image and you want to make sure you're doing the best you can to be the best version of yourself. And that's why I wanted to make sure and put these videos out there so I can share my knowledge and, you know, my experience with these products and with the styling and things like that. And hopefully it helps all of you. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you catch all videos in my channel and in this series. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. Take it easy, fellas.